The services that Black Tulip Enterprises provides is for female nail technicians who need help either going independent from working in a salon or just starting their own businesses and being an independent worker. This small business owners workshop is a service that provides business expertise and the opportunity for the ladies to become licensed if necessary in certain areas. Also, for them to get continuing education and possibly retain full business services from my company. Unlike other marketing firms and branding companies, they charge a lot of money and they do a lot of the work for you, which is why they charge so much. The difference is I charge significantly less, and the point is to teach these ladies how to work for themselves, how to run their own websites, how to do their own marketing, how to hand out flyers. So this way they're becoming more self sufficient and not necessarily dependent on a company. Or in the long run, you do want them to be dependent on you, but only for a certain amount of time. I plan to offer services for a year, and then anything after that would be negotiated if necessary. But the goal is to have them up, running, and going within a year. Now, to provide some form of traction for what I'm requesting, a landing page was created and posted via social media for people to sign up for updates if they were interested in private one on one time consultations at the workshop, or if they were just interested in attending. After about a month, I generated over 50 email addresses to keep in a portfolio to constantly reach out. Those are just people interested in attending. And I received also 20 requests for personal consultations, meaning they wanted me to really go over their business plan, go over their model, or just sit with them one on one to create one. Clearly, this service is needed at this level because I don't see any other company that provides this type of service. After market opportunity analysis, I could project that within the next year, after the first workshop in November, and there will be one workshop per month for the entire year, I will be able to recruit enough clientele to get me through the following year. By the end of the first 3 years, I expect to gross over $250,000. One of the perks is I do plan to work alone for my company and provide all of the services on my own. So this way that reduces overhead, that reduces payout, that just reduces my costs in general. The problem with this setup is that the following year, there would be a reduction in my availability due to the amount of clients that I took on from the first year. I do still plan to have the workshops, but obviously they would be reduced to probably 6 or 7, which then in turn would cause me to reduce the amount of clients that I'm recruiting because at that point I would be having less people come in, I would have less interaction, and that reduction in networking really does have an effect. Now, just flat out, my main service point is marketing. I want to make these people marketable. I want them to be able to market themselves. And if they're just not inclined to, I want to be able to market them. They need to know how to brand themselves. They need to know how to brand their company and how to make sure they stick to what it is and focus on one thing at a time. I also like to focus on the education aspect because I would have sponsors coming in that would be providing services, whether it would be a fee or a lower cost fee, but they would be able to get any kind of up training or licenses or anything else that they may need to bring more money or more commerce or just more clients into their business and have that reputable professional licensure that they need. Now, honestly, my marketing strategy for growth is really based off the workshops. The more people that I get into the workshops are the more people that I get to interact with. And in turn, I can either work with them or I could be referred to someone by them, whether they use my service or not. And also the networking aspect, whether it's with the clients or potential clients, or sponsors or potential sponsors, or just the people that they refer me to. It may just be someone that may not necessarily need my service, but they know someone who needs the service. It's a vast opportunity for me to network with as much people as possible, which in turn would just really have my name out there. And more than likely, I would probably have a placard on a car driving around almost like the Mary Kay cut. So now we have the fun part, the numbers. Now, I have already proven that there are many people interested in the service right now, and all we can really go off of right now is projection. And I'm projected to have at minimum 50 people at the very first workshop. Of those 50 people, at least 22 people have requested personal one on one time. Now, that's just a 30-minute session. Once it goes past 30 minutes, they then pay for a service. Guaranteed after that 30 minutes, they're going to want the service. The only way they wouldn't want the service is if they're just not ready to go ahead. And at that point, I would step in to help them to get to the point to where they need to be. So I'm almost like a one-stop shop with servicing myself. Also, I have guaranteed free sponsorship for the first workshop. So I plan to have teachers from other nail schools where they could get certified if they haven't completed or if their certification is outdated and they need to refresh. And one of the best selling points I have is it's starting out as just me. I don't need to necessarily get a paycheck. I just need to stay afloat. I don't need a big office. I don't need a lot of things, but I will once I need to expand, and I project that within the first to second workshop, because at the first workshop I'll be getting clients and I'll need to have somewhere to bring them in, somewhere to sit them down, somewhere where they can feel comfortable and confident that I can provide them the service that I told them I would. So if you are interested, please feel free to reach out. I really do think we could make a great partnership.